A clank?
Oh shit.
Yes, we use
Yeah.
Craig, the robot.
So,
He's a good robot. So, hello and welcome to what is this, episode 4 of Dawn After Dusk. Today is a bit of a special episode, whereas there's not very many of us that are on today, but we have a special guest, SorensiC SteeL.
Hello.
yay!
Just means we get to be more intimate. We get to dive deeper in topics, have some
Yes.
good conversations.
On an unrelated topic, I got a new phone case and it prevents my headset from plugging into my phone correctly. So now I'm just speaking through the speaker and can't really hear anything.
No, you sound fine though, so it's all good.
Now, let's just see how much the sound improves. Well, the voice sound thing, yes. Anyway, today I am joined by the lovely Vanderslice
Hi.
and the one and only SorensiC SteeL. And we might have a couple of other members pop in and out here and there. We'll wait and see. So, first off, this is a little thing. How was the weekend for you guys?
That was good. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. Was spent, I guess, the good part of it, like streaming and all that, doing the weekend operations and just recording and all that stuff. And it was good. Didn't really go out much because the whole the Rona going around. So had a lot of time to work and stream and have fun.
Yeah. My weekend went pretty well. I had a weird morning that I'm not gonna go in depth to, but it was weird.
Weird good or weird bad?
I don't know yet.
Good answer.
But so what was it? I got hunt shot over the weekend. My cousin or brother, my dad, finally got Battlefront 2 back, so he'll be able to do stuff with the 104th again. So that's fun.
Very cool.
Yeah. But other than that,
or
nothing really.
cousin, whatever.
But yeah, so let's hop into our first topic, why don't we?
Hold on, I never got to talk about my weekend because I had
how was your weekend?
Thank you for asking.
Of course.
I went camping with a friend all weekend, and it was an interesting start to the weekend because I had asked one of my coworkers if they would be willing to cover my shift at work, and as I'm on the road, like an hour into the road trip to get to the campsite, I get a text from him saying, "Hey, I can't cover your shifts. I thought that last week when you had asked me to cover so basically he thought that last week when I asked him to cover it this week, I was actually talking about the week that I asked him to cover." It was a whole thing, and basically, like, he gave me a panic attack because since those are my shifts that I asked him to cover, if nobody shows up, I would most likely be held responsible and fired.
That would not have been good. It would not have been good for you.
Nope.
Luckily, I explained to him that no, I meant the week that I was going camping, which is literally just last, like 3 days ago. That's when I needed him to work, and he's like, "I can't have my sister's graduation." I'm like, "What time is it going to be held? And why didn't you tell me about this?" And he's like, "I forgot." And I'm like, "All right, well, here's the hours that I asked you to work." And he's like, "Oh, wait, that shouldn't conflict with the graduation party. Never mind, I can take your shifts." And I'm like, "Why did you then just give me the panic attack?" And he's like, "I don't know." So that was fun, and then we went kayaking the second day, and I got sunburns all over my legs and everything. And my friend capsized his kayak in the middle of the lake.
Luckily, I miss going outside.
Luckily, for some reason, the middle of the lake was like waist high. I know it sounds like it's the weirdest thing ever, but it's a man-made lake out in Yankton, South Dakota.
Oh,
So,
this isn't too bad.
Nice. Yeah, man, I miss doing stuff like that. I haven't had the opportunity to go out. This summer was going to be filled with vacation, just weekend trips with the friends and everything, and we used to do that back before we were 21, and now that we're all 20, around 23 to 25 now, the friend group, we're able to go out to different places and enjoy the bars and everything. And it was going to be this year that we all decided, okay, we're in a good place right now, and we can do that pretty much on a last minute notice. But then everything happened, and apparently everyone decided to be a biker. Not like motorcycle, no, like just bicycle. In my entire city, I called all the bike shops and everything because I really want to ride my bike around the park and everything, and just enjoy the outside since we can't really go anywhere. But everyone apparently had the same exact idea. I called a bike shop like a month ago, and they said, "Hey, bike shop with a bunch of bikes. Do you have bikes?" And they said, "Yes, but they're all over $3,000. And I was like, forget that. When do you have regular bikes? And they said, we'll have it in mid-August, mid to late August. And this was in June. And so I'm just here sitting on my ass, just waiting for anything. I go to every single store, everything. Not a single damn bike. There's a lot of little boy and girl bikes, but I'm not looking for that.
We'll get one. Get one.
No, I'm not
get one of those. You then just take a lot of spare metal and then just make it bigger.
I don't know about that. I don't think that's how that works.
I once saw in my hometown we have a whole like the 3rd and 4th of July is really like big, and so on the 3rd of July what we do is we have a burnout contest, a cruise night, and a street dance. The street dance basically everybody just gathers in a giant roped off area of the town, and then they all just get drunk and listen to music. So very American.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have a burnout contest, and I think the winner gets $1,000 that the city raises just for this. But the thing is they never have the fire department or police department making sure that things don't explode.
That's part of the fun, though.
I know, right? But when somebody is burned rubber for a total of 2 minutes, and they're like, the pieces of their tires are literally smacking spectators in the face, and they've literally left the ground smoldering, you would hope that maybe they have somebody that's more qualified than Craig with the garden hose.
All I'm hearing is the opportunity to have even more of a good time. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so I once saw this one guy who basically built a hot rod out of literally just things that he found at his scrapyard, and it's the coolest thing ever. It's got like a giant saw blade on the top. The steering wheel is actually on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side is a skeleton that he's dressed up to look like a biker. There's license plate pieces, there's random pieces of metal all over the place. The headlights are literally lanterns that he's hooked up to the car to be able to control from inside, like, the car. And that'll actually work as legitimate lights. And he's got a license plate and everything, and it is technically street legal. So this guy's got a Frankenstein's monster of a car that he can legitimately drive to work.
It's neat stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the proper topics. Sorry about that tangent.
It's not good, man. Good stories.
So I guess today's mainly going to be focused on you, SorensiC.
Hi.
Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes, it's SorensiC. A lot over the years, people have called me SorensiC, Sonic. They just everything in between. Sometimes usually they just skip and just say SteeL. But yes, it's SorensiC, so it's literally just forensic, but with an S.
My mom, whenever she forgets my name, she just says, "Hey, you with the face."
No.
Technically true.
I'm just calling a little shithead. Well, whatever. Yeah, so what should we start off with?
Oh, can't hear him.
I can't hear him either. I don't know what's happened.
Bye.
Well.
Nope.
We still can't hear you, Xapicus. This is not good.
Oh, sorry. I'm back.
Oh, okay,
right.
Cool.
I guess I lagged out or something like that. Like, nobody, I couldn't hear anyone.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so first things first, I guess, Vander, I guess you could have the first question.
So, SorensiC.
What's up?
How, like, what made, like, I guess probably because, Battlefront 2 wasn't out, but, like, let's say you had the option between Arma and Battlefront 2.
Uh-huh.
Which one would you choose, and, why?
No hesitation, Arma 3. Even though it's a Star Wars, it's a mod and all that, I still think that I've never felt more immersed in the Star Wars universe. I've been able to had the ability to tell my own story and create my own clone. To experience that with not only a few other people, but tens and hundreds of other people in the same large community, all working together on the field to accomplish a similar goal. And the immersion, I feel like, is on a whole nother scale, and you get to see a side of Star Wars and have the sense of, like, this might have been the most realistic version of the Clone Wars and how it actually went. Of course, you're not going to have the millions upon millions of clone troopers against the billions of droids, but
yeah, you wouldn't have frames at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And then with the Battlefront 2, yes, that is the official Star Wars game and everything, but in a lot of ways, I just feel limited. I keep thinking on what I would, what I want to do instead of what I can do, or what I'm allowed to do in the game. And yeah, no, I it still blows my mind. I said this to Wolf not too long ago in the other Discord, and I said I still can't believe that Battlefront 2 still hasn't created custom games.
Yeah, no, I wish that we could do that. It would be entertaining, like a big match of Supremacy or whatever.
Yeah, and then just
like
being able to do little things like that, like talk to other people and just say, hey, let's all group up and have a really cool firefight in this specific map. Or, I mean, what Wolf does, or what other Battlefront 2 guys do is make their cinematic videos, make these videos without having to deal with the other team actually playing the game, right?
Yeah. And I guess this can go into another tangent, like if you had the option, like now to be part of a Milsim 2 in Battlefront 2, would you take it?
Well, I have been in the Milsim in Battlefront 2. I was a part of the 104th. I was with them for a while.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did multiple raids with them. Of course, it was all on PC. I liked it. I would say this was last year, but yeah, I was with them for a few months. Did multiple raids. I would do it like almost every other day, and then it turned out to just be like once or twice a week. And for the most part, I did like it. It was definitely a different experience in Battle than just playing regular Battlefront 2 with friends. I would say in a lot of ways it was more organized because of everyone knows each other and they have mics and they're communicating and all that stuff. But over time, I always found myself back doing with the 501st at the time and doing Star Sim and all that.
Yeah. Like I said before, you're really immersed when you play Arma 3, and like I guess I do too. Like like when I watch people like you and stuff just playing Arma, I think that's like it's still immersive too to play Battlefront 2, but I guess like you were saying, it's more immersive when you play Arma 3, and that's I kind of want to get Arma 3, but I'm not sure if like
what are we talking about?
I would be decent at it to like enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah, I there's a lot of people who have joined, the 501st and also other GARC or other Star Sim units because they've seen my videos, and they literally just they buy the game, get their hours, and then they join the unit. Same thing with like my Halo unit right now; they'll do the same thing. So I always tell people, don't worry about being good at the game. Right? Part of joining communities like this is that we have people that their specific role is to train up new players and get them up to speed, because it's not only for the recruits' benefit, but for the community's benefit, because we got to watch each other's back out there, because one wrong move can get themselves and everyone else around them killed in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I'm here, by the way.
What's up,
boy?
Hi, SorensiC SteeL. I'm a big fan. My name's Quinn.
Hi.
This is gonna be like eventually all of the people here. They're just gonna jump in and say hi, nice to meet you, and they're gonna start freaking out.
I need to subscribe to SorensiC.
Well, why haven't you?
Real quick.
I have.
Usually watch. I'm sorry, sir.
All good. I definitely see myself more of a streamer than a YouTuber. That's for sure. That's where I differ from Daily and Wolf.
Yeah.
I know for sure that I don't see YouTube as a career thing. Like, I don't think any of us do. And I love YouTube. I love the people who watch the videos and everything. But like for long-term stuff, I can definitely see myself putting down YouTube or just doing videos once in a blue moon. And probably for the rest of my live stream, because I absolutely love streaming and talking to the people in chat in real time and just doing all these different things and everything.
Yeah.
Live streaming like has more of an air of like you actually get to include like people, like inclusivity.
Yeah.
Where where you get to interact with the fans, and that's up, and like there's more opportunities. Like with one of my favorite YouTubers, Bowtime Gaming, who plays a lot of War Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
He does tons of community events, and he'll be like, all right, I'm hoping for like a squad of like 3 other people, and so we'll just randomly hold a raffle and be like, hey, anybody want to come and join me? And like we'll play for like an hour, and then we'll swap out with a couple of other people. And it's like, and for the people that like have been watching you guys, like the big YouTubers and the big streamers forever, like when they get a chance to do that, it's like they like start silently screaming to themselves, or in my case, bragging about it to my parents.
Did you like
no, it's just a good time.
Yeah. I'm trying to be one. I need to get the final bit of stuff I need to stream. I'm not gonna be streaming anything Star Wars related. I would like to, but I want to stream one of my favorite games I take kind of competitively, and it really changed like my whole perspective on competitive play and shit, which is Siege. So I have it. I've been enjoying it a lot. I've had a streamer that I enjoy that plays Siege. He's actually a cosplayer as well. I've been playing with him a little bit.
Badger.
I wish, but no. No, that would be fun though. But no, I've been playing. It's been very enjoyable.
Wait,
Quinn, you're lagging.
Wait,
You're really lagging. Is it just me too, or is it just him?
No.
Okay.
He might
Oh, yeah.
have to disconnect and reconnect.
My but is it fine now? It should be fine.
A little bit.
Clint, you're like, it sounds like you're speaking to a fan, but the fan like just chops off the words.
Yeah. Quinty boy.
How about
You're still
now?
lagging really bad.
And I'm getting ear damage because I have to hold up my phone to my ear to hear anything.
Ah. Quint, do you have any questions for SorensiC?
I think he's been trying to ask a question, but
I know, right?
Oh, so I think I have a question.
What's up?
Do you like how have you seen like some of the helmets from the 104th?
All the custom, like the icons?
Like the platoon helmets, yeah, the PFPs.
The ones that you have on your Discord pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. How can I not? You guys are everywhere. I always you guys are all fucking close, like 104 close in like almost every like Discord that's even remotely Star Wars related.
Yep, that's the 104th. It pays to have about like 10,000 members.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So I've got a question. Out of all of the custom helmets that you've seen, what is your favorite? What is the coolest looking one in your opinion?
Yours.
The Donna one?
Yeah, I honestly, they're all so small, and a lot of them look kind of the same. I mean, I would have to go through that Discord to see. I'm sure I've seen some like really kind of colorful ones. Some helmets that have like the Inquisitor type thing. I see dark. Yeah, that's a different one. I mean, there's so many variants of it, and I just think it's really cool that there's uniformity between like all of these. You can definitely tell at a moment's notice that okay, this guy's most likely a 104th member. I think I don't have a specific favorite one, but I like the whole idea that so many of you guys have all these helmets, and pretty much at first glance for a lot of these that they are different. But at the end of the day, it looks like you guys are all together.
Yeah,
it's like a unit of individuals that have formed to be a single cohesive unit.
Yes.
Yeah. So, did you have anything like that in the 501st?
Yeah. Let's see.
Wait,
I will say.
well,
let's just. Oh no, I haven't been in the Discord in a while. Okay. I know some of the guys here, and this goes for like basically all the Star Sim. And when I say Star Sim, it's in Arma 3 you have these groups that are like military simulators, so MilSim. And then when the Star Wars started coming up,
they call it Star Sim.
They said Star Sim, so they just combined Star Wars and MilSim. So
okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have custom icons, but if I'm scrolling through this, I can see like some 104th looking ones, some 501st looking ones. They definitely do vary a little bit in art style, but for the most part, everyone has their own separate icons because what's important or the customization that I guess they care about, and because we have the luxury in the Arma 3 community to have this customization, is in game. So you won't see a lot of Star Sim members with like their helmets. Because they have their custom helmets actually in game that they play with every day.
Yeah.
I want to get something like that for in a Warsaw squad too. So I would love like to figure out how to like do something like that and then replicate each and every platoon helmet into the game. So we have like, Dawn platoon and a freaking
Ice Hound Raptor.
Yeah, I'm sure it's doable.
I mean, it is, but the thing is the way that I would have to do it is I'd have to download some software that's $120 a month. And I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's like I have my helmet. I got my mods got together and they gave me 3 helmets, and all 3 of them are the ones in game, and they're 1-to-1 scale, so I can wear it. I can and it everything. But yeah, I have it in the background. You can probably see it. I mean, if I turn on my video, you could probably see it. But um, yeah, they're both back there. I got mine, the custom one there. Then we have a member, Bondor, who's there. He's got a Jack Daniels logo with what's the I always forget the name. The Star Wars language. What's it
Oh,
called?
Arabic, I think.
Yeah. And he has that instead of English. He has that on the
So it's
logo
Jack
and
Daniels
everything.
and Arabic.
Yeah, Arabic. Yeah. And then we have another one here, Jay, BCJ, who's the leader of the 501st, and he's Native American, so he has like finger paints on it and a small bloody handprint on top and everything like that.
That's really neat. Seeing like, no, I wish you do that about it too. It's really neat, Especially that's probably the other reason I would like to be an Arma. Is like like you're saying, like the amount of customization. Like, well, not the amount, but every person has a different helmet.
For the most part, usually how it works is that in these units, you have to be in the community for so long and reach a certain rank, and then you have to like, let's say, okay, so you're a trooper in the 501st, a senior trooper.
Right.
I think that's like the lowest rank you can get it. You can get like a little lore friendly like icon, like the size of your hand, somewhere on your helmet.
Like a little 501st symbol, or like a little Republic symbol on your head, like a decal.
Something like that. I know someone has the yeah, something like that. But like mine it's all bloody and like a totally different design for the colors. Bondor's has teardrops and tallies and all that. And there's full customization because of our ranks. And my rank at the time of the custom helmet, the devs actually for the base mod for swap, the devs actually made that helmet for me in game, and then the other 2 came. Oh no, they were day 1 too, but what's it called? Yeah, that sort of stuff. You'll see a lot of variety. I know my favorite in the 101st is it's his name is Quill, I believe, and he has the Hidden Leaf Village ninja like belt or buckle, or whatever, like on his head, and it looks so damn good. But yeah, no, it's just little things like that that shows the members' personality and all that.
Yeah. So like with that, you're talking about like your mods. So like, is it just like them, like because in the 104th we have specific art team members that can make custom helmets and stuff. Is it kind of like the same thing in there? They they get the software or stuff like that, and they make the custom helmets.
Yeah, so usually within these larger units, and I have the same thing in my Halo unit, and just I guess to catch people up on this, like I left the 501st. I'm no longer in the 501st. I'm in the 101st now. This happened like over 2 weeks ago, so pretty recent. And then I run my own unit in Arma 3 called the First MU, but that's Halo because I absolutely love Halo, and I wanted to step away from constant Star Sim. And so these larger units usually have a mod team department. 101st has one, 212 has one, 501st has one. And these are the guys who are pretty much making the next next gen, let's just say next generation of Star Wars mods for Arma 3, putting in new assets, new vehicles, new guns, new armor, all of that stuff. So the modding, the modders are within the community. And so if let's just say you get to the rank, you get to submit a form for what you want on your helmet. You get to like go on Paint or whatever program you want to use, put in like, okay, I want to have a circle with an X on it on my forehead, right? And then you submit the picture and everything. They'll see it, and it gets approved. And then they'll go in and texture all that for you. And then in the next mod update, they'll add in like, okay, so and so, all these helmets have been added, and now they are able to wear them during operations and all that.
So that's really neat to me.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's all done in house within the community.
Yeah, that's really neat. I think that's It's really neat that people are willing to do that, and
that.
What?
Imagine if the 104th, like you could actually have like your own once you hit a like say you're corporal or maybe you're CT, but like you've been in it for 3 months, you get to submit your own helmet design, and then like they would actually make it for you. But that would be insane, but difficult because there's 10,000 people.
Yeah, everyone would have a totally different mod and all that because there's only so many different models that they can use.
Yeah. And so, is it kind of like the same thing that you guys do in the first MEU? Like, are you guys able to do that? Make custom armor and stuff?
Yeah. Well, it's recent. My members would come to me and say, "Hey, SorensiC, would you ever be open for custom armor?" So I said, "Yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna fucking do that. Like, I'm not gonna put into any work because I don't know how this stuff works. I'm not gonna say no to this stuff. So if you find someone who wants to do this, then go for it. But this is your own thing, okay?" And so they got their stuff together. They found eventually members came in and they were really interested in doing this. And now we have a beret with one of the platoons there, custom ODST armor. We're able to add pouches, knives, all that stuff, and create our own uniforms and everything.
Yeah, I think that's kind of neat. I guess customization. No. Stuff like that's kind of neat. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I should make sure you're fine.
I've just been listening. It's just been like,
No.
whoa, new ideas and that stuff that I could implement here and there and try and find people to do stuff like that.
Yeah, you see, it's great to have a perspective outside of Battlefront.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know somebody that actually mods custom designs and custom helmets, custom armors and that stuff into Battlefront 2. Like I once gave him a one of my old pictures of like a phase one version of the 330-second helmet. And I'm like, hey, I know you're probably really busy, but would you mind maybe just adding this into your next like batch of designs into the game? And he's like, sure. Sure enough, a week later comes like, so here it is, and it is like exactly how I drew it, but better, and it was actually downloadable in the game.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's always a great feeling, like having your own personal touch in any type of like gaming medium. It just feels so much more personal. You have
it feels like
that connection is greater.
In it.
Exactly. Yeah, the piece of yourself is even more integrated into the whole experience.
Yeah, especially like you're again saying, really like you're immersive and you can tell your own story.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I hope the next Battlefront. I hope they're making it. I think they are. I'm not sure because they made pretty good money on Battlefront 2. But I'm hoping like the next one, like at a X rank on that class, you get X piece of armor that you can customize, like the helmet, the armor, all that. I guess to make it more immersive until it's your own character.
I don't think they're gonna have anything like that, and I'll tell you why. The
profanity.
The problem, I feel like the problem with a lot of these AAA games nowadays, and which is one of the reasons why I'm not a lot of them. I hardly ever play any of these really like these newer AAA games. Is everything is as streamlined as possible to make you pay more money. I don't think Battlefront, especially EA, I don't think they're gonna ever give you the ability to customize your own armor or make it too easy because they're gonna want you to buy the skins, right? They're gonna want you. They're going to try to. They're literally design the game so that you play a little bit longer. So the likelihood of you paying out of pocket or just grinding and building up the population of the game is higher and everything. I think
But
what they
wouldn't
definitely.
adding such a thing like actually increase the longevity of the game?
It would. You would
It
think
would,
so, but
yeah.
money. They
Yeah,
want
the
money.
real.
They'd rather you
Yeah.
pay for something that they made.
Yeah.
It's not like, they haven't gotten enough money from every single
never
game that they
It's
play.
never enough. Yeah.
enough because money. I like money. Okay,
Mhm.
they ever want more money.
As Immortal Technique once said, it's a rich man's world.
I think
Yeah.
things that Battlefront 3 needs to do, if it's going to be revolutionary, and this is something that I feel like not for a long time have first-person shooters done this, is what they attempted or what they were trying to do in original Battlefront 3 before it was canceled, which was having three-dimensional warfare. So your boots on ground, you have vehicles, all that stuff, but you're able to get into a transport or a vehicle or a space aircraft of any type and go out into orbit or even within orbit and land on a spaceship and being able to operate within that spaceship, right?
Right.
I think that they absolutely need to do that. And right now, the closest experience you can probably get to OG Battlefront 3 with that three-dimensional warfare is unfortunately another mod, and that's you can do this in Arma, but you can do this very easily in Squad, where there's some maps where it's literally your skyscraper hopping, and you have to utilize teamwork. So a pilot is there transporting entire squads worth of guys to land on a hot LZ on top of a skyscraper, control that point. And now the next point is for them to get picked up in that lat and land in a munificent frigate that actually has an interior and there's actually droids on there, and you're literally having an engagement in a ship, in a floating ship, when before that you were on top of a skyscraper or on the ground. And
Yeah.
if it's possible in a freaking mod, there's a reason why these AAA games don't do this sort of stuff. Is because it's either too expensive or it's giving the player base too much freedom, and it's not driving up their microtransactions and sales and all that stuff. So they got to streamline it as much as possible.
Well, they did announce that they're going to try and turn squadrons into basically just you grind for everything. There's no microtransactions. There's nothing like that. Because I think after the whole microtransaction fiasco of Battlefront 2, they realized this is what's going to lose us money. So my hope is that they'll actually be like, hey, this isn't the best idea. When we piss off the player base constantly, why don't we try and move away from microtransactions and actually make some good games that'll turn out more people into it, and then we continue to do such things.
Yeah. They definitely did. They reacting to massive public outcry. I still think one of the biggest upvoted posts on Reddit is Battlefront 2 related, and it's the microtransactions because of how abhorrent they were at the beginning, and they did take a step in the right direction. But unfortunately, the fundamentals of Battlefront 2 is still locked into that. Do the same stuff over and over again. Don't give the player base too much freedom and keep it as streamlined as possible, and just arcade, and just point and shoot, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
It's like Clone Wars and Rebels. Clone Wars was given much more freedom, and it became such a good thing. And everyone loves it because it was given the ability to go in depth and do things that you wouldn't be able to do normally. But then when Disney decided to crack down on and basically make everything either for 2-year-olds or for 70-year-olds, and basically ostracize everyone else, they basically tried to put Rebels, as somebody once put it, in a box and wouldn't let them out of that box. Whereas, the Clone Wars literally had the leash was non-existent.
Yeah, I would say you definitely have a lot more freedom content wise on Cartoon Network. But when you're under that Disney umbrella, like you were forced to follow that cookie cutter formula that is made Disney what it is today, right? It works.
It
One
works,
of the
but
most
but
profitable
everyone
markets
hates how
are
well it
kids,
works.
and you gotta exploit that. And Disney does that over and over again at the cost of originality and the good enough storytelling.
Like the Umbara arc was forever remained one of, if not the best, like pieces of Star Wars media ever. The Clone Wars itself was like one of the best, but the Umbara arc alone, like,
Yeah, agreed.
trumped
It's some good
Rebels'
stuff there.
entire storyline tenfold.
Yeah. So, SorensiC.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you plan on, like, in the 101st, doing the cadet thing, like the cadet training, and you like watching it?
They, I don't know. I don't think they do that. I don't think they do that, and I'm
Oh,
in no position to do that. I think that is, unfortunately, I don't have any plans or any opportunity to bring that back. The closest I could be is maybe in a Halo type environment, and I've posted a couple of videos of shiny training in the first MU. And some people may say that, like, oh, you're just copying the file first. I don't think so, because I was the one who I made that program. Like, I developed the BCT, or
right.
the basic training, basic combat training system there, and they still use my final test today. So I mean, that's a my thing, you know. And so I feel
Yeah.
perfectly comfortable with bringing it over.
I can't feel it. I made it.
Yeah, exactly. And so that I've done it a couple times, and it was really fun. You definitely, I can't be nearly as mean in Halo in the first MU, because because of how it is, and how the mod
Is it
works,
just
and
like
since
more of a casual setting?
yeah,
I
since
guess.
it's a ballistics, it's a
Okay.
lot harder environment, instead of like lasers, because you never ask the question, where is the enemy, if all they're shooting are like super bright
Big
lasers.
tracers.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
I that's one of the things because I'm uploading a video right now. It's gonna be uploaded in an hour 15. But one of the questions I said, or I posted, was that, oh, hold on. Wow, I completely lost fucking my train of thought with referencing my
The
video.
guess
question
so,
that you asked was that's where you trailed off.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, I said, well, basically in a 101st, I'm in no position to put any policy like that, or remake anything. Maybe once I become a Zeus, and Zeus, so the guy upstairs flying around spawning in the units, maybe I can have like some fun operations that recreate those trainings. But yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. Because I think that I think that was like the first time I saw you. I forget how long ago it was. I think year and a half ago, where I was just a giant clusterfuck of like those little clips and shots that you would upload of just like, oh, which one was it? I think the clip was Coward, and he was there, and there was I think a squad of shinies, and I forget exactly, but I remember they were, I think, in the schoolhouse or something, and he was like, "They're right there." I'm like, where?
Yeah, no, it's great. Like, some of those CRs were interesting fellers. It was amazing that they even knew how to freaking shoot their rifle. But that was a good time. Oh, so I remember now. I said in the video, because I answered a bunch of questions, because I know I got a lot of questions on my Twitch chat during these streams, and I'll get them in the comment section for sure. And so probably the only thing I miss about the file first is, in fact, the CR trainings. Those were always fun.
Yeah, just because you just see like the just shit hits the fan kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like, how do you not know how to shoot your gun? kind of thing.
I
I don't know,
mean,
I think it was just really enjoyable to see that, and all those little
Agreed.
custom ships.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people oversee this, but like, I was doing that series for well over 2 years, and so almost every single video, it was definitely rare that I would say, "Damn, this is really good class." It was always a mediocre class or bad class, like just a normal class of like, "All right, these guys are new. They don't really know what to do, but they have a basis," or
Yeah.
like ridiculously horrendous class. But all the people, when it's the real operations, the real weekend operations and the fun ups and all that stuff, and they see how generally the unit is doing and performing and working together. Every single one of those guys that were all around us were at some point in that video, in the CR training. And so you can every day, every video, you would see the growth of like all these people, and just the unit as a whole. And that was always something that was really neat to see. And one of my biggest things in the unit was provide a memorable and unique experience for the new people coming into the unit. And without a doubt, ask any trooper in the thought first, and you ask them, how was your BCT or what happened to your BCT, and they'll tell you exactly what happened.
Yeah, I guess they were wholesome too. I mean, I can't be talking shit like at all because I don't play PC. Like, ridiculous somehow, but it's funny and it's goofy, and I just think it's really enjoyable to watch that. And Coward,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think, was his first introduction or whatever, like you and two of your buddies were just walking around, and like him and two of his other, that was the first time, right?
That wasn't the first time.
It wasn't?
No, that wasn't. That was the first time I noticed him, though. That was the first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first time I noticed it. Well, actually, no, that was the second time I noticed him. But that second time, I'm like, damn, who is this guy? This guy's interesting, because I remember at the time when I first noticed Coward, it was in a previous video. I had a specific video about first meeting Coward, and it was during the Checkpoints RP as well, and it was on Tatooine.
That one, yeah.
The Canadian nice clone and all that stuff. The one who wasn't racist against the Tusken, right? Yeah, and so that's when I noticed him there. And during that time, Coward wasn't really that active in the unit, and he would really only show up for the Checkpoints RPs. And then I think that was the second one he attended, at most third. And it was just one of those natural things, the right place at the right time. Even like remember that car playing the music coming around, and all that was just perfect. And I remember after all that, I was like, who the this really just fucking happened. Like, who the fuck is that? And no, now I'm just literally this past Saturday, because the 501st screwed him over royally with the in the 501st, and he never made the rank of officer after all the years, of the 3+ years now. And he's in my unit, and he's a platoon leader for 2nd platoon out of the 4 platoons that I have, and 5 if you count the pilots. And I just promoted him. Yeah, I'm the first MU, and I just promoted him to a lieutenant, and I know he got real happy about that.
So did he leave the 501st as well with you?
What happened with him happened months prior to me. He left the 501st. It wasn't on good terms. He basically drew a line in the sand. He said, "This is what I deserve." And even after all the work he put into the unit, Dave, Jay, or I shouldn't say names, but the upper leadership still didn't trust him, and they were holding him by a thread, just dangling him there, and not appreciating his work. And so he drew a line in the sand. His demands weren't met, and so he left the unit. He just left the unit, and then how it usually goes is, since there's so many people there, and in the community, upper leadership gets together. We had a meeting, and the narrative was formed, and usually that's a bad thing, but it was also used for good instances too, for the community. So like upper leadership and people who have a lot of influence in the unit. I know one left because he wasn't good at his job. He just wasn't doing his job whatsoever, and he was a platoon leader. And and he was removed from his position, and then he left the unit, and just to keep him in good light and all that stuff, because it wasn't on really bad terms. The narrative was formed by upper leadership, so battalion, and that because at that time I was company, and they were a step above me, battalion, and they're leaders of basically everything, with dictatorship, as all Milsims should be, in my opinion. The voice of the law of the unit. He said, like, okay, we're going to tell people that he didn't have time for the unit and that everything was fine, and he leaves in a good light. And so there is some good that comes from it, because there's no unnecessary drama. But at the same time, they straight up lied in a lot of instances, and had showed themselves in the best of light as possible. And they told their side of the story, which was definitely skewed. And so Coward then wrote up in a document his side of the story. And every story has two sides, and he distributed his side of the story to a lot of people in the 501st. Well, he wasn't in the 501st, as he has every right to do. It's the freaking internet. You can stand up for yourself. You can say your side. And then he was banned from the 501st after
for
that.
telling his side of the story.
For telling his side of the story and everything, and distributing misinformation, because part of one of the rules about the 501st is no misinformation, but it's vague enough to where
it is a dictatorship.
I'll tell you why I think it should be always a dictatorship after this, because that's how I run my unit as well. But I'll tell you why.
Okay.
And then so the narrative was created, right? And that is the 501st narrative. Anything outside of that narrative is misinformation. You're spreading misinformation, and you can be punished for it. And that's what Coward did. And he was punished for it, and he was banned from the 501st.
And does he plan on joining another Star Sim, or do you not know?
No, he's done with Star Sim. He eventually decided to join my unit a while ago. He's one of my best friends on the internet. That for damn sure. It's not only a video thing. It's or like we have some videos together. That's it. Like, no, I talk to that guy on the regular. And he worked his way up in the first MU, and I told him, like, hey, I know what you do, I know what you're capable of, and I do this for other people who I knew in like the 501st. And I told him, like, I don't care what you did over there in another unit means nothing. You got to prove yourself here to these people, to this community, right? And so he did just that. And now he runs a super successful platoon and helps out with the story. And Coward is a brilliant storyteller, as it was showcased in Coward's campaign. And now he's over here in the first MU. He's having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'm glad that. I guess bad turn of events for him led to a good turn of events for him at the end. Exactly.
And it's the same thing for me. Like, when I feel like I got screwed over by the 501st as well. And I wasn't blameless. I did some wrong things, and it definitely escalated the situation, all that stuff. But it's at the end of the day, if you're in a community for a long time and you talk to these guys like almost every single day and everything, they're in a sense like a family, your community, and all that. And then when your family turns your back on you, or abandons you, or just screws you over, it really does hurt. But at the end of the day, it's the internet. You can do whatever the hell you want, and just move on.
Yeah. And I could see him being upset, especially for getting banned. But now you can recognize his capabilities, and he gets what he wants.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, as long as he works for it, right? But
well, yeah, of course, you're not gonna just give him a promotion just to give him a promotion.
Yeah. But no, he just likes. He's having fun. I know. Well, when I always say, I feel like I'm ranting. I don't know. This is my first podcast in a very long time. I'm a talker when I have a set conversation, but I don't know how much I am going to talk here.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
No,
That's
I'm
kind of what podcasts are
legitimately
for, is to
really
rant and express your feelings and stuff. I can't. We're not going to be able to blame you for expressing your feelings or concerns.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not. I guess. Yeah. I guess feelings. I'm just telling a story. I'm just telling the story of what
It's
happened.
actually really interesting to me. I'm just sitting here just immersed in this whole narrative that you're telling.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. Well, then good. Good. I guess.
But yeah, so do you actually have a weird tangent? But do you have any questions for us?
I mean, I've always been curious on what is it like in the 104th, right? I've been there, and so I have a little bit of an idea. But members who are there day in day out and playing Battlefront 2, how are you able to what brings you back?
What do you mean,
What brings you back to the game?
home?
Because I know, for the community, you obviously like the people there, and I already we already talked about
Well,
I mean, that's
for
the obvious,
me,
right?
yeah. So for me, the reason I keep going back playing Battlefront 2. So when I joined, I was kind of getting burnt out, and then I started handing these tasks. I'm a fire team leader. I have those tasks, and me, Xavicus here, we're both in a process of hopefully getting promoted, both of us. And so now we're gonna be handed more tasks. I do basically what she did for 501st, which is shiny training, except I do cadet training, same thing basically, except it's X amount of kills, X amount of points. And if they don't meet that, I just say you didn't pass. Sorry. Next time, just if they weren't doing X thing, like if they weren't giving good communication,
Okay.
and you need to work on communication. But then the other day, I actually had to do one, and this cadet tried to blame me for it, for him being bad at the game, basically. And he was like, "How am I supposed to get 50 kills with a default blaster?" And it was the funniest thing ever. And then our higher up had to come in and sort it out, and it was the funniest thing ever. And the funny part was that
asked Barrage to just come in. The guy who I think still holds the world record for the best boba
I think the
ever.
most. I think it's isn't it like 150.
You should just had him come in and just say, "Dude, I get 300 kills with default weapons in 2 minutes. Shut your mouth and keep trying."
But I guess the funny part was that I had a few of my buddies in there. I had my best friend in there, and our friend Quint was in there. Who was it? Who else was in there? My friend Krakowski. There was Springer as well. We were all in the party, and then I had a couple other cadets. One took it fine. He was like, "All right, whatever. I'll just get better." Basically, the other one passed after a few attempts before that I know of. And so I love the fact this other cadet was in here, and we were playing droids, and he was like, "I thought we had to wait to be clones." He wasn't giving me call outs. He wasn't telling me what to do. I'm like, I'm not gonna baby step you the whole way. And I love dealing with cadets. They're some of the funniest people. It's like, oh yeah, how do I get a custom helmet? That's always the most asked question. It's like, how do I get a custom helmet? Like, can you get this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, or go this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
for me, I really like it just because it's like you get in, you get to join. I've been to a couple of raids, but I've been super busy over the last couple of months. With having to retake an entire 3 semesters worth of geometry in a month. Well, no, not 3 semesters, 3 months worth of geometry. Oh, it was actually pretty much I had to take an entire class in a month. So, and there's that. And so then also getting a new job and everything like that. But it's just a camaraderie. And also, you never know what's going to happen or what's going to be said in a raid. And when you're, hanging out with people.
you remember the raid a while ago? One of our better members in the platoon, he's got a special rank called ARF Trooper. But no, before a while ago, he said, I remember in one of my, not my raids, but one of those raids was, "My name is Shui." And so now it's kind of a meme.
Yeah.
And everyone has my meme, I guess, when I host a raid is that every single time you play, it's either a really long ass clone raid, or her super easy steps game. Like every time I literally did 3 games in a row, and we were all separatists. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
like my
no.
thing, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, because I've always been it's always been interesting, and it's a good thing to see you guys making the most out of a game that is good in a lot of ways, but very limiting in a lot of others.
Yeah.
But you guys make the most out of it, and yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
mean it
try.
works.
But yeah, no, it's I guess like you're saying, it's kind of restrictive, in the sense of set maps, set plays, but it's kind of like Call of Duty.
But it's
you
not
have
like. Sorry, go ahead.
so it's not it's like Call of Duty. It's like you have those set maps,
Mhm.
and you can run same guns, same everything, and it still feels different, but it's still kind of the same thing, but it's still enjoyable.
Yeah,
That's how
and
I see it.
you
That's
got
how
a
I
good
see it.
community with you, so
Yeah, especially like my fire team. My brother's actually in there, and I've gone pretty close with uh, both of my fire team members, just the whole platoon for the most part that have been around since I've been around.
Mhm.
Like our PCO, PXO, most of the staff. I that's part of the reason why I still find it enjoyable is because I know them and it's fun. And when we do raids, it's always just a gaggle of fun.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. For me, it's like, you never know what's gonna happen when you're in that raid. Like, yeah, it's not really like about like the whole limitation. You find how did Polyphonic kind of put it well?
It's
It's you
not.
find yourself in the limitations. Like you limit yourself, but then you find new ways within that limiting space to have fun. And
Yeah,
it's like an exploration inside a safety bubble.
Yeah.
yeah. It's very enjoyable, especially with the community. Like if I wasn't in this community, I wouldn't be playing Battlefront 2 anymore.
Yeah.
Like honest to
So,
God.
I kind of like got burned out a bit after a while, but then I'm like, these guys are awesome and it's hilarious every time I play with
Yeah.
these guys. There's no way and so whenever my family's like, should we get rid of Battlefront 2 to free up some space? I immediately run to the kitchen and grab knives and I stand in front of them with kitchen knives ready to start hacking. I will
Basically.
not let them delete Battlefront 2.
Well, good.
So, I have a question for you, SorensiC.
Shoot.
Have you seen any of the previous episodes of the podcast?
I actually did today. Yeah, I skimmed through the most recent one you have on YouTube.
Episode 3?
Yes.
That one was edited by our wonderful, potentially permanent editor, CT Corporal Splosh, who
Yeah.
actually
Nice.
isn't technically part of Dawn Platoon, but I guess at this point we've kind of just adopted him like we did Alibi.
Yeah.
It was
they're
good
not
stuff. I would
technically
suggest
part of
taking
Dawn, but they're part of
what's it called, I know a lot of people do it, but the Joe Rogan, where you get clips of like different conversations and like highlights and all that stuff, because that's always
okay.
that's a really good way. I would say most of like how podcasts grow usually are initially those clips, because someone who discovers a new podcast, they're not going to be interested enough unless there's a really, the first 2 minutes is a huge attention grabber for some reason. Most of the new viewership will definitely come from clips, and then you build up
Yeah.
that rapport and that attention span, and then those people will then transfer over to start listening to the whole podcast.
Yeah.
Well, unlike me, I just listen to the podcast. I'm like I listened to the Misfits podcast. It's put together by Fitz, Liger Souls, all those guys.
Yeah.
And I listened to the episode called The Poland Story, and it was just so insane. I'm like, I can't not listen to this.
Yeah, but you already have the rapport with those people before the podcast, right?
No,
So,
I'd watched a single video of them, and I'm like, they're advertising a podcast. Might as well just check it out because I got nothing to do on this Thursday afternoon at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Why did I say Thursday afternoon at 7:30 in the morning?
I don't know. Nice one. But no,
That's a question for another day.
I
Did
mean,
you? Sorry, go ahead.
you go ahead.
Oh no. Okay. Did you see the one where we talked to Wolfie?
I saw a little bit of that.
Did you hear about how I actually ended up joining the 104s?
Oh no.
Well, it's actually alright. So I'm gonna tell the story because it involves you, SorensiC.
Okay.
So I was scouring YouTube because I was like, I had heard about, like, I think it was originally the person that had got me interested was General Cody or whatever, HD.
Mm-hmm.
He does I think that's his name. He does videos in War of Rights and stuff like that, and like basically Arma, but like during the Civil War. He also
Okay.
does Postscriptum and Hell Let Loose. But in one of those, it was one of his videos. It was about the lion battle, and he was talking about how like there's like the 5th Massachusetts, there's like the 27th Texas or whatever. And they're like actual like groups of people that pretend to be in the Civil War regiments. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anything like that for Star Wars. So I ended up looking up Star Wars Milsim, and the first thing that was on was a couple of your Arma videos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, start watching. I'm like, holy crap, this is actually interesting. I'm like, I wonder if there's any Battlefront 2 videos. So because I realized there was that, I then like I wonder if there's anything for like Battlefront 2, and lo and behold, Wolfie is the one that shows up for the Battlefront 2 Milsim stuff. Like, whoa, this is like epic. And then I end up joining the 104th. So without you and General Cody, I think that's his YouTube name. Without you two, I wouldn't have found the 104th.
That's
So
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely no problem. I'll take payment in the format of a Twitch Prime.
Yeah, no, my parents. My parents they don't let me get anything on video games really unless I pay for it myself, let alone a whole subscription.
That's a good policy. It's a very good policy. I heard a nightmare story where some kid got the hold of I wouldn't say credit card, but bank information or something like that, and tipped $20,000 to some female streamer. That was ridiculous.
Probably Pokey.
Maybe.
God. Nope. I'd rather not. That's like a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, so
Okay.
okay.
All right. I mean, okay. Yeah, no, easy. Did you want me to go now or should I wait for him?
I don't really care. He'll probably watch the podcast later, so he'll hear it, or he'll come back to it in a sec.
Okay. I just think that's just the most effective way to run a community like that, because let me just stop yawning. Okay. At the end of the day, it's a community where everyone has signs up for that, that social contract when joining these types of communities, that they will be taking orders from some random guy on the internet that they do not know, and they have to listen to them, where they will get in trouble. And if they really aren't being a team player there, then they're just going to get kicked out of the unit, right? So people who sign up for that are
Right.
very aware of that, and which is why a large portion of people in these types of communities are former or active, military personnel, and it's definitely people who are in the process of going in or have great interest in that, which definitely helps out. At the end of the day, there has to be, especially for a large group, there has to be that one fixed voice at the top to set to steer the ship and has a vision for the unit. But you're that person has to be worth that virtual rank, because at the end of the day, when you join these types of units, it's meaningless. The rank, all that stuff is meaningless. It's something that people subscribe to, and at any point, anybody can just tell the top guy, "Hey, go fuck yourself, go to hell, bye bye." Right? It's not a job. Right? It's the internet; they can do whatever they want. So, what would make a good unit is that fixed person on top who understands that every day he has to demonstrate to his community members that he is worthy enough of that virtual rank, and has the final say so in the community. And that person usually has good insight on, or good decision making on who he sets up in upper leadership to give him like counsel and all that stuff. Because I know up there, my guys, especially like the two I see for the first is my right hand man there, and a lot of my platoon leadership, everyone there, like I trust, and I know that they know what is the most important thing about taking these positions of responsibility, which is you take it upon yourself to put all these responsibilities on you, and you're not doing it for your own sake. You're doing it to create a consistent, enjoyable environment for people in the community, and you're taking a step above that. And once you know that this is like a selfless job, almost entirely a selfless job, then you're going to be good to go. But if there's any issues, any problems in the unit, or any direction like that, chain of command is everything. There's a reason why militaries work like it, or have it, and there's got to be that fixed point.
Right. Now, I can agree with that. I think Sinker and all command staff, I feel like that's how they run too. I know that, or at least from what I can tell, is that Sinker goes to dark about a lot of things. I know that probably more than anything. I don't know. I'm not in the inner circle, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
so
but I'm sure, like with Sinker, like they'll tell him just like how it is and how it was in the file first when I was upper leadership there, and how it is basically every day in the first. Like you talk to the people that are you talk to people in upper leadership, and even it doesn't have to just be upper leadership, but you take in advice, and sometimes you're going to be right right on the topic, or sometimes you have to heed the advice of the people around you, which honestly happens the majority of the time, and then you make informed decisions based on that. But also at the same time, even though it's a dictatorship, the person on top has to trust the people that he put in influential positions to make decisions on their own accord and everything like that.
Right. I agree with that. It shouldn't. Yes, it should be dictatorship, but they also, they should have that inner circle. In the sense that, you can't do everything by yourself, basically.
Yeah.
You can't. No one expects out of one single person.
Mm-hmm. And again, it's like that chain of command. Like for when first platoon is on the field and they're doing their operation that on their weekend day, I'm not going to be there taking control, even though I'm the leader of the unit and everything. That's not my platoon. Like when on the field and everything, the platoon leader is mine. Yeah, and technically, yes, the platoon is mine as well. But to command it on the field, that's not my job. That's the platoon leader's job, and I trust him to do that job.
Yeah.
He has full authority on on the field and all that. I'm not going to step over his shoes, and it's like that for decision making with different departments, like the guys who deal with the basic training, squad leaders, how they do their squad trainings, who they decide to pick as a team leader, and all that stuff. I'm not involved in any of that. It's not my business.
You're just like based on the final say, I guess. That's not what I'm assuming is that you get the final say of what goes.
Yeah. Is at the end of the day, it's like that. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like that, and I think it's as long as the person on top understands his responsibility and he's putting good people, people who deserve to be in those upper leadership positions, then the unit will have a steady pace. Because I've seen other units where it's like kind of a council or whatever, and it's all kinds of drama, it's all kinds of power grabs, and it's all just complaints, and it almost always ends up in one faction versus another faction, and then unit splits and bad vibes and just all that stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was in my old Mills or StarSim. Basically, me and another friend of mine, we joined together. We played pretty often, and basically, one dude was taking it too seriously, in my opinion, to the point where like he was like, weak-minded individuals shouldn't be here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that oversteps it. It should be a casual. You shouldn't take it as seriously as like the military kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because like no one, it's a game. No one has to be there at any time. Like a private can just tell me, "Hey, SorensiC, go fuck yourself," and go for it. And honestly, that happens almost every single day in a playful mind. Like, yeah, go for it. It's fun shit. But if he's obviously if he's serious on the field or something's not listening or he really feels like that, I'll talk to him. Context matters, right? In some situations, I'll talk to him, try to figure out why the hell is he like this, or maybe he's just some jackass and he's not listening to orders and he says, "Hey, go fuck yourself." In that case, he's going to get the boot, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's all fun. No one has to be there. I don't want it to be anybody's job or make it seem like a job for anybody. And priority is fun.
Yeah, it shouldn't. The Milsim, StarSim, stuff like that. It shouldn't be something you live and breathe. It should be something you're a part of, and something that can take your attention span. Stuff like that. It shouldn't be what keeps you going, I guess, so to speak.
Yep.
It shouldn't be you live off of it. You're putting all your time into something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got to be careful with people like who are very dedicated, who are willingly dedicated in that unit. And I know there's like some people who want to be a dedicated trainer, right? They don't want to be in a squad or anything like that. They want to be a dedicated trainer to train people up. And on the surface level, that seems good, right? But then you got to think about it a little bit deeper, because then everybody is susceptible to having or going off on a power trip, right? If someone is just their sole responsibility is being a massive position of power where it's an instructor and a trainee, and these people are brand new to the unit, over time, either sooner or later, your perspective on your place in the unit and how you treat other people is going to get skewed. And you have to keep yourself grounded. So you got to stay like a part of the community. You got to stay, in a squad and stay within that chain of command and all that stuff. Just stay grounded.
Yeah, you shouldn't get too carried away with what the position you fell in.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is why I think good milsim, or if you're going to want to have a long running successful milsim, it's got to be a dictatorship. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
With some caveats in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dictatorship more than likely will work better than a democracy or whatever other way.
In a military context, yes.
Yes, we're not going to go past that. That would be bad.
But yeah, that's why.
Or we can not go into this topic because
I mean, to
that
an
would be a smart
extent,
idea.
everything can kind of be done right. No, not everything, but maybe a dictatorship can be done. Yes, but then that human nature comes in just like the dictatorship, right? People are never happy. And people want more. That's enough on
Yeah, yeah, please.
that.
We make value.
Because I want
That'd be
a better rock than everybody else around me.
yes. I want a bigger rock. I want a
Bigger and
sharper
better.
rock. But yeah,
Well, no, because I have the bigger and better rock.
exactly. And I have the bigger and better rock than SorensiC.
And then so on and so forth.
Yep, that's human nature. We want more of everything.
I'd rather die. I want to keep eating. I like food too much. I'd rather die. I don't want to be a robot. Okay.
SorensiC, do you have any more questions for us? 104, anything in particular?
No, not right now. That was mainly the one question that I had, just the the why.
Yeah, I always like when I watch videos. It's always very immersive for me as a viewer.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it.
And
Do you guys have anything else?
I don't.
What's up? Dude, I said this like 2 days ago. I just had the huge urge. Well, now it's back, but I had the huge urge of eating some ice cream. I think I just want a sundae, like a really good sundae. Oh my god, I'm honestly I might after this because I actually have a meeting in 30 minutes. I can be late for it. Don't worry about it. If you want to keep going, that's fine. But I want to go to Marble Slab and I just want to have a freaking good sundae. So my favorite ice cream right now in my current urge is having a really good vanilla fudge, some toppings. I don't want bananas there. I never like bananas in there. Yeah.
Or you
But
could
yeah,
be like
right
me
now it's
who
vanilla with
makes
fudge.
I like to get my ice cream with the peanut butter in it. So nice.
Oh yes, peanut butter. Some Reese's in there.
Ooh.
But yeah,
Don't
no,
tempt me.
I definitely want to. I actually might do that. I might actually do that.
So I think we should call the end of the podcast and then someone can go get his ice cream.
No. I mean, I'm having fun. If you guys want to keep going, this is like I'm fine. If you guys keep just busting up the questions and all that. Oh, how long do these usually go for?
An hour or so. So
About an hour. Oh, so we're already 30 minutes out of or
well, no, it's not like it's that time.
more. All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have 30 minutes of free time, so I'm all yours for the next 30 minutes. But we don't, it's completely up to you guys.
Yeah. I actually have a question.
What's up?
We should play Arma. What's not even a question? I think we should play Arma. You should teach me.
Well, no, yeah, just buy it.
I don't know. I might buy it depending on how much it is and where to get it.
You can always return. Well, it's on Steam, and it's
Okay.
for I think it's 30 or $40, but it goes on sale constantly. You don't need any
No,
DLC.
yeah. But yeah, no, I'm kind of tempted to that and Squad. I think thanks.
Squad is more plug and play if you want to do that. And it's all PvP. Arma 3, you definitely have to join a community if you want to get the full experience. But Squad, join a server play.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna. I'll see how Squad goes, and then just look out for a time when Arma's on sale. then just probably buy it and see how that goes.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yikes. I don't even think my rig could handle Arma very well. That's the only thing that does not. That's like the only thing I guess that concerns me about my PC getting Arma is that I don't think I'll be able to run it very, very smooth.
yeah, you need to have a good CPU and an okay GPU.
Yeah, I would totally get it just to see how shit my frames get.
Yeah, I mean, you can always get the game. Make sure you play under 2 hours, and get those 2 hours before 2 weeks if the return policy is still the same, and
Yeah.
you can return it on Steam.
But yeah, no. I'll probably will get it eventually. I don't know when. Because I've always been like, of course, probably like everyone else, Frankie. You know.
Yeah.
How old was I? Don't even know how old I was. I know I was younger than 10. I would get sick. I would watch either Star Wars or him, and I would sit there and watch him play Daisy. And ever since then, I've been a fan of it. So now I have the opportunity, and might take it.
Yeah, I remember I got into Arma 3 in high school. I think I was a senior when it came out, or I was a junior when it came out. But yeah, I've been playing it ever since 2013. I played it on and off. I think before I joined the 501st, I had around 400 hours, and that was after 4 years of and then after joining the 501st and YouTube channel and everything, I think I have well over 1,500 hours.
Yeah, I don't know. It just depends. I'm probably like you were saying, it's probably community driven, and I'd have to find a good community. But yeah, no. I'll let you know when I get it, and you could show. I can see how bad my PC will run on it.
Yeah, I mean, go for it. Join the 101st. Go for it.
I don't think I can. That's the thing, because the one. I don't think I'll be able to join the 101st or anything. But I could probably join the first. Yeah, in MEU. And see how that goes. Yeah.
In for completely different games?
That's the other thing I don't know. That'd be like a question I'd have to ask. Commander
really weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see, but yeah, I'll probably if I play it and kind of enjoy it, I probably will join something, probably yours, and then you can boss me around, and that'd be fun. Yeah, no, I'll probably look at it at least probably by this Christmas. But yeah, I don't have any more questions for you, Sorensic. I don't exactly. Do you have any more? Sorensic. Yeah, as long Sorensic, do you have any questions now or no?
No, I'm good, man. It's been a good time.
Yeah, very enjoyable. Maybe you can come back another time.
Yeah. I'm down. This was a perfect timing and everything. I'll be willing to come
Yeah,
back.
you go get you someday and then come back to you. So I'll dip now, and we'll let you know if you ever want you back on the podcast. I would. I really enjoy it.